We'll see how it goes. We will indeed. It is 9 o'clock in the morning. Let's make sure it's going. Yep, 9 o'clock here in Los Angeles. And it is Wednesday, June 18th, 2025 AD. And everything that you hear on the Hake report, it does not represent Bond or JLP or the network. It may not even represent me. I mean, these callers and my guest, whom I will have on Hake, he represents himself, I represent me, and I don't really do a good job of that. You know, sometimes I can't express myself that well. And that's how it goes, so, okay? And so no endorsement applied, no condemnation implied. The callers are welcome to call in and speak their mind to a certain extent. Keep it clean, right? Children's friendly, family friendly, ladies even listen to Hake friendly show, okay? Nice. But, so that's my disclaimer. The views expressed on this show don't represent Pond or JLP or the network or the host or the platform, okay? But I'm gonna have a guest today here. And in fact, let me see if I... Oh, nice. Here, let me do that. And this. I'm putting them on screen before I even unmute them. Terrible.
Let me back up a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, back up. Back up.
I don't want to scare the neighborhood.
It's nice to see you, man. This is Omar. Third Rail with Omar is going to be with me, everybody.
Same here. I'm glad to see you.
It's good to see you. And
thank God I'm still alive.
And right on, man. How you doing?
Could be better.
Okay, well, I wish you well.
Yeah.
Man. I wish you good health.
Yeah, but I thank God for what I have. So, because there are people who are worse than me. You understand? Okay,
yeah, indeed.
That's
right a fact. That's true. Yeah. Is this the one that I should do?
Hold on.
Oh.
Wait.
Oh, okay, never mind. Right. And then I can do this. Hold on. Oops, what did I just do? Oh no, I'm just fiddling with if I wanted to go. If I wanted to do that. Nice. Yeah, if you can back it up or tilt your camera up a little bit.
Yeah, I'm trying. Give me a second.
He's zooming out. We're boomers here, okay? We're boomers.
Yeah,
that's perfect, man. That's excellent.
I'm the man.
That is so good. I'm posing right now for my thumbnail.
Oh, okay.
Go back up a little bit. Perfect.
Yeah, I'm gonna go
down.
No. I want to be even with you.
Right. One more. Perfect. Nice.
All
hey,
right.
we like aesthetics here on the Hake Report.
Boomers, huh?
You're kind of boomers, but it's okay.
We are the boomers.
That's right. Shout out, boomers.
Hello.
There's new boomers in town.
Yeah. The Hake Report.
And so, Third Rail with Omar. He's third_rail on YouTube, and he's on X. He's the comforter_1. Many of you guys are fans. Many of you guys are not, and that's fine.
That's okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's okay.
We're going to be talking about the Israel and Iran war.
Yeah.
And you're welcome to call in as well, you viewers who would like to call in. 1-888-775-3773. Let me just make sure that my thing is not too... Here, let me turn up the volume on this clip here.
Hey, people. I'm singing. I don't know. I have it in my head. I don't know why.
It's a great song. It sticks in your mind.
Hey,
this feels like a fever dream.
La,
Hake.
la, 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 la.
Says AG. The boomers are back in town.
That's right.
The lines are actually filling up. 1-888-775-3773. Israel has been attacking Iran, and Iran has been striking back, and Trump has been warming up to the idea of helping Israel with put the smack down on Iran. And I, for one, I like both countries, honestly. I do. They're cool. I don't know if they're
Yeah.
cool, but
Which countries?
both
Israel
Israel
is
and
not.
Israel and Iran. I like them
Well,
both.
yeah, Israel is nothing but a leech on America's economic prosperity.
Well, I don't know. I think it could be a mutual benefit with a man like
No,
Trump.
there's no benefit. They just suck the money out of this country.
I disavow that. But anyway, we'll
That's,
get into all of that, guys.
that's the only friend that takes money.
A fellow boomer, Omar, third rail. And so
We did good last time. We went viral on TikTok, me and you.
That's cool. Yeah. So
Yeah.
what's your TikTok account?
The third rail, I think, was the third rail.
The third rail on TikTok. All one
Yeah,
word?
there's so many names because I didn't get it right. I used to make accounts. I didn't know how to use it like a boomer that I am. I got like 20 accounts.
Oh, okay.
And then what happened is, when we went viral, I got monetized because of our videos. Because I gained so much subscribers, like 22,000.
When I search the third rail on TikTok, I don't see it. I am a boomer. What if I put it all in one word?
Yeah, at third rail with Omar. Third rail with Omar. W with Omar.
What W Omar? Third rail. The third rail W Omar. I see it.
I think so. Yeah.
The third rail W Omar. Following you now.
Yeah.
There's also third rail Omar, which
There's
has
another one.
which has many
There's
more
one-
followers actually. It has 22,500 followers.
Yeah.
Third
that's
rail
because,
Omar.
I gained like 10,000 from your videos,
Okay.
and they were all against you, by the way.
Nice.
The comments. Oh my gosh.
They went after me.
Yeah, they went after you because you were saying a lot of crazy stuff, but it's okay. It's your opinion.
Right, of course.
Yeah.
I don't see our clips. Let me see if I scroll
Oh well,
down.
it's far down farther. You want that one 35.
Oh, you've been putting out a lot, huh?
Yeah, 140,000 views. Well, I do the whole show one time.
I
throw
see it.
inside there.
I see it. Okay.
You see?
So third rail Omar is the TikTok. Nice. So
Yeah.
okay, so I was just scrolling around on my own.
How do I join your network?
Oh, you have to submit a formal request. Send a request in.
Yeah, 'cause I want somebody to carry me. I need a producer, man. Really, I can't find a producer.
Okay. Well, I wish you well.
Because yeah, well, I'm lazy, on my own. If I don't have like you, because I have a date with you, I got up at 9 o'clock. I've been drinking coffee, relaxing,
Yeah.
getting ready. Got the AC on, because I like cool. But if there was no, I'll be just sleeping. I won't even do any content.
Yeah. Well, we're about to get started, guys. I'm just getting stuff set and going. So, you can super chat as well. I will try to look out for your super chats. I don't like those to carry over, so I shall periodically check on buymeacoffee.com/The Hake Report, as well as Rumble and the D Live crew, the faithful, and Pilled people. Anybody on Pilled.net? That's all. That's great. The Mossad Report. La la la. I like Mossad. Mossad or MI6? Which is one is better?
They're
Or
all
CIA?
garbage. They're all criminals.
Wow. Well, everybody's a criminal.
Yeah, but these are anti-government institutions.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
we'll get into it. So, anyway, guys, let's just get around with the show. Oh man, what am I, a boomer?
It's
Here,
okay.
let me check. Oh, I unmuted the wrong channel. No wonder I couldn't hear anything. Nice.
1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it's the Hake Report. The Hake Report. La la la. Oh, it's the Hake Report. The Hake Report. La la la.
Hang on!
Oh, it's the Hake Report. The Hake Report. La la la. Oh, it's the Hake Report. The Hake Report. La la la.
So, how you guys doing? I am fine. I have just a regular shirt, brown shirt on. Not that I'm a brown shirt. I don't even know what that is. And third rail with Omar, the comforter _1 on X, by the way. Third rail.
Hello, okay, hold on. Go ahead.
Third rail Omar on TikTok. I just found out is on. And is that a Cubs hat?
Yeah, the Cleveland Indians.
Oh,
I hate when they change their name.
what are they now?
I want to first, hello everyone. Hi to Hake Nation. I hope you guys are gonna be merciful on me today. And I want to thank Hake for having me as a guest. I appreciate him once in a while reaching out to me. And I
Yeah.
love the conversations we have.
Yeah, I like them too, man.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed talking with you. Yes, the last time in particular. I will be taking
Last
your
time-
calls. Go ahead.
Yeah.
1-888-775-3773. I say that Trump remains to be trusted at this time. He is not. I still deem him trustworthy on pursuing peace in the Middle East and for America and everywhere. He knows that peace allows for prosperity and for civilization, people being civilized, and that's better. And so I think that he's still for peace. What do you take? What's your take, though?
Yeah. Remember when they used to say that Bill Clinton was the first black president? Remember? They used to say that all the time.
I have heard that. Yes.
Well, Trump is the first Jewish president right now because he's controlled totally, and right now they're talking him into getting involved in the war in Iran. They tell him, "Listen, Trump, we're about to defeat them. Why don't you come in, take the W? You're gonna be the man in history known as the person who defeated Iran, and we don't need that as a country. We don't need to be bombing anybody. Those days should be gone behind." We have that power to do that, but we should not use it and talk foolishly. Unconditional surrender. Who are you talking to? You're talking to the Persians who have a history of 10,000 years. They're not a people who are just born yesterday. And as the greatest power on earth, we should be able to talk diplomatically. And Trump was embarrassingly tricked by Netanyahu or fooled, or they worked together, because what they did to Iran was low. While they were negotiating,
Mm-hmm.
they gave him a false idea of safety. There's no war going to be on the agenda, and they attacked him. And to add insult to injury, they killed all the negotiation team that was negotiation with the Americans.
Where'd you hear that?
Yeah, it's in the news. They killed them.
Who
The-
the Israelis with their bombing attacks killed the?
Yeah, well,
according to
a
you,
lot of
they killed
people-
the negotiators.
Yeah, they killed all of them. The ones who negotiation with the United States, they're all dead. You understand? This is what they do, because Israel is a criminal state. It is an artificial state that was put by the colonial West, and by its behavior, all it does is assassination. They've been assassinating Iranian scientists since 2010 or 2003. Every year they have, and they're the only people who will kill academics, as if they kill a nuclear scientist that there's no more brains. It's like, if we kill them, we're going to end knowledge. Knowledge it's not a disk; it's everywhere.
So according to you, they have been assassinating. I haven't heard this, but I
Yeah,
I know
you can always
that they have
double-check
done.
me.
They have gone after
We have a producer.
over the
that you can
decades.
always-
They've gone after Nazis.
If I
and stuff.
lie, you should say, "Omar, you're lying." Tell me
No,
right
I
on
can't. I
air.
can't burden my. I don't actually have a producer either. Actually,
What
So-
happened to Hassan or Hussein? What happened to him?
No, he's not my producer. He was never my producer. He was just sitting there manning the board. Now I man my own board.
Oh man,
Because
got fired.
I'm learning I'm learning to be a millennial as opposed to just a boomer. So I can look stuff up to a certain extent.
yeah, okay,
But take
yeah, but-
take everything that you hear Hake say and that you hear Omar say with a grain
And
of
you
salt.
double-check it.
You can
Yeah.
look it up for yourself, okay?
Yeah.
But I'm sure that they have assassinated some people. I've heard of them going after
Yeah,
Nazis
since
tens of years.
20 years
decades
in the
ago.
making, and
So
they've been,
I would think that they would probably try to. So that means that they really are concerned about a possible nuclear weapon.
okay, but the idea is, why should 7 million Jews have 200 nuclear weapons, but 2 billion Arabs
Is that what they
or
have,
Muslims,
according to some
they
people?
have. They have it. That's
Officially, they don't, right? Officially,
yeah,
they
but
don't acknowledge.
that's why John F. Kennedy took that bullet because he wanted to stop it.
That's
You
what.
understand?
This is the second time in 2 days that I've heard people make this claim. I don't
True.
I don't know what the motivation or who did in that
Well, at
president
that
back in
time,
the
I could give
60s.
you it's your history, American history. At that time,
It's not in
JFK was trying to stop the spread of nuclear weapons
right.
all over the world, but the Israeli state they stole the uranium was called from Philadelphia. They stole it from here, from the United States stockpile. And every time they wanted to go and get an inspection, they wouldn't let them inspect. They wouldn't let the Americans inspect their places.
Okay.
So they did a whole fake nuclear site. It was all fake, but the United States found out, and he got mad. That's why the prime minister of Israel at that time, he resigned because he was rough on him. But that's what they say, so we're not sure. But
Okay, so
Israel has nuclear weapons, it's 100% sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they do, that they just
Yeah, but
they
John F. K.
officially don't
it's a
acknowledge it.
conspiracy.
But I don't. Yeah, that's a conspiracy theory that JFK was assassinated because he didn't want Israelis to have a weapon, or he was going to expose that they had a weapon or something. Just
He
like
wanted
it's
to
a
stop them.
just
And
like
he
it's
wanted
not
to-
necessarily proven. What about
No,
the USS Liberty stuff? All the claims
No,
that people make about
they
that.
did attack the US.
I know that they
attack it.
did, but the motive and the shenanigans and what they knew or didn't know, that's all. A lot of that is speculations. There's some facts, but there's speculation.
Don't give them any cover.
I'm not giving them cover. I'm just giving
No,
the
they
fact that
tried
we don't
to-
actually know, that I don't actually know the truth.
They did.
And you're not
USS
necessarily
Liberty,
somebody to be believed, just like
well,
I'm
the
not.
people on the ship, the captains, they all said it. That we had American flags. We sent them.
But they wouldn't know? I mean,
Huh?
they don't necessarily know either.
First of all, Egypt doesn't have that kind of destroyer at that time. It was just, they didn't have that kind of destroyer.
Because this was during
It
the.
just-
Anyway, I don't really care about this. My whole point is this is people's speculation based on the facts,
No, I'm
perhaps
gonna tell you what's
loosely
the
on the facts.
And John F. Kennedy wanted to AIPAC to register as a foreign entity. It used to be
Okay.
called the American Zionist Community. It wasn't called AIPAC. He said, "Listen, you have to register as a foreign entity because you're and they wouldn't do it. And he went to Dallas, took a bullet, and everything. That's it.
I know he
all
took a
that
bullet from somebody else, not necessarily Israelis or the
Yeah,
Jews.
but if you look at the players, Jack Ruby is a Jewish guy who took the mafia.
But they
He
tend
went
to
and
be
killed-
in charge of
He killed
everything anyway. Who
Oswald.
cares?
You have to understand, this is beyond our pay grade, me and you. We
I
don't
know.
what that
So
is,
why
yeah.
are we speculating about it?
Well, this is what a lot of historians have said, like different. You have to understand they are historians, and they are historians who follow the line, like the mainstream media.
Right.
Yeah, like you had Chris Comer yelling, "They're trying to kill Jews," because his brother's running for mayor in New York City. What are you talking about, Chris? Do you have any evidence? What are
Yeah,
you
they
talking
did kill. Didn't they kill some Jews? Just that one terror attack from that guy, that Mexican pro-Palestine supporter.
Yeah,
Remember
but Iran
he
has
shot up a
never-
couple. He killed a
Iran
couple.
Iran has never acted in against American interests. The only time I could tell you is in 1982 when they blew up the U.S. Marine barracks. 242 Americans were killed.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but we did the same thing. We downed a civilian airline, Americans. We killed almost 292 Iranians.
Whoa.
We shot, yeah,
when
shot
was
it out
that?
of the sky. Maybe in the 1990s, around there. You can look at it. To all the Hake nation, everything I say, double check me right away and call me a lie right there on live if I'm lying.
But you say so much,
understand?
we can't keep up with.
Well, the whole
with,
idea is that
stuff.
if you consider terrorism, why did we shoot an Iranian passenger airplane out
I
of
don't
the
know. This
sky?
is the first I've heard of it, and I'm not
Well,
saying it didn't happen. I don't know. I
No,
don't
it
care.
didn't
It sounds like they
tell
don't.
us.
You don't hear the Iranian. I haven't heard the Persians bring that up. So why are you bringing it up?
I'm giving you historical facts. I mean, they don't need to bring it up every day. I mean, everybody knows what it is. Well, what I'm trying to tell you that you see, I'm not a fan of Iran. I don't like
Why
Iran's
not?
behavior. Well, I don't like the behavior in the region when they created militias in other countries and try to destabilize those countries and all that stuff. But if I have to pick between the worst double, I'd rather pick Iran than the Zionist entity.
But why
Because when you
not pick
talk,
neither?
well, I mean, well, what's going to happen is if Iran is defeated, then Israel becomes the master of the region.
Okay.
Everybody will bow to Israel. This is the whole idea since the inception of Israel was it's a colonial post for the West. It's always been that. They put these castaway Jews from white European Jews. They all died of skin cancer because the sun doesn't even want them in the Middle East. And
That's
the whole
mean.
idea is it has
That sounds
become to.
mean.
It's true. They have the highest skin cancer in the
Well,
world.
whites do because we're susceptible
Yeah,
to the
but no,
sun.
Israel is a small country. They have the biggest skin bank in the world. You know, even the Palestinians they kill, they always steal their skins. I mean, come on, this is a well-known fact. It's a well-known
And
fact.
so they steal their skins to help with their skin cancer?
Yeah, to help people. You have to
This
understand.
is gross. Let's move.
I know, but you have to understand. I'm from that region. You see, the Arabs they wear a lot of that white clothes. You know, the white turban, all that. Shit. It reflects the sun.
Right.
And we're born there. We're used to that sun. You understand? But when you take up people from Eastern Europe who live the majority of their time in winter,
Yeah.
snow, ice, this is not their place to be. It's just nature saying, "What are you guys doing here?" Huh?
I don't know, man. I like California, and I'm quite white, and we have
But California,
shade and
no,
buildings
but
and stuff.
yeah, but our sun in the Middle East is not like California. You know,
It's
it
worse?
goes to
It's
150. Sometimes it goes to a certain area, 115, 120 degrees.
whoa.
If you put eggs outside, you cook it on the air supply. Anyway, the whole idea is this war
What
was
and what would be
unnecessary.
wrong? But what would be wrong with Israel running the show over in the Middle East?
We don't want them to be our masters. Nobody wants it. You want somebody to be your master?
But you're here. They're not going to be your master
It doesn't
unless
matter.
they
But
run the show
still,
here. But they don't really
well, they
run the
do.
show here.
They do run the show here, by the way. I
So
mean, you
then
know
why?
that, and I know.
So then what's the difference if they run the
Well,
show over there
well,
too?
the problem, some people are independent-minded like me. I'm like, I see myself as a revolutionary thinker. I'm against the Venezuelan embargo and sanction that we put on them. I'm against stuff that don't make no sense. Even if it's not my country, Venezuela, but our policy in Venezuela emptied 7 million Venezuelans, and we brought them here as illegal aliens because we don't let them sell their oil, and we froze their assets. We killed their economy, so everybody left and came to the United States. So sometimes you have to speak up on certain policies. Um, Everything is not a hokey dokey. Is that a white word? I like that word, hokey dokey. I don't know how to say
The okie
the thing
dokie?
is-
The okie doke?
no, that's the black one. What I'm saying is that sometimes you have to question authority, even if it's your own. We have sometimes as an American citizen, we should be thankful that we have that right to question our government when it does something that we don't see as right. It
What
doesn't
have
mean
we
that
done? Okay, what has the American government done that is not right at this time?
At this time, we're right now in Iran. They were negotiation. They were ready to make a deal. They were supposed to get back with a deal, and Netanyahu said no. We got to shoot first. Convince the United States, hijack the United States policy,
Hmm.
and while they're negotiating, just started a war for no reason. Now,
But what have we done though?
well, we're gonna get involved right now because they need our bombs because our bomb busters they cannot they inside their mountains, their facilities. And what they did is they selling it to Trump. Trump, he's a person who likes headlines and things of that. He wants to be. He's a narcissistic individual. So what they tell him, I know what they said. Listen, Trump, we're almost finished with them. We're having a great success. All you have to do is just come bring those B-52s, 30,000 bombs and bomb and take the credit, and you become the hero. And he's like, oh, that sounds good.
So you
I'm the
think,
hero.
but so we haven't done anything yet then?
But it will happen, and I think it's not good for the
And
United
so
States to
Trump,
get involved.
so what you predict is going to happen is that Trump is going to bomb Iran because Israel has forced everybody's hand. Israel's trying to force Iran to say uncle, and they're
Yeah.
trying to force America because they're bombing them now. Now they're at war to support Israel to finish off the
Yeah,
Iran
'cause,
threat. And you
Israel
claim
do-
nothing was happening. and they bombed them for no reason. And so you predict that Trump is going to do whatever
Well,
Israel wants.
yeah, well, they don't have our bombs. We have a certain. It's called the G57. It's like 30,000 pounds. It goes about 60 floors underground.
Bunker busters is what
yeah,
they're
they
called,
don't
right?
have that. And second of all, in March, in front of
And
Congress,
so that's gonna kill a lot of people. Is that what is gonna happen?
well, it's
And
not gonna. Probably they already emptied the place. It's that we
okay,
don't need to be. Why should we get involved in that kind of situation? And I'm going to tell you why this is all a lie. And on March, in front of the Congress, our was a director of all intelligence. What's her name? What's her
OPEC or
name?
something? I don't know. Oh, the
No, no, no.
DNI,
The United
yeah,
States.
our director of national intelligence. I
Yeah,
don't know
what's
the
her
name.
name? That beautiful Indian girl. I don't know. I forgot her
Oh,
name. Tulsi
Tulsi
Gabbard.
Gabbard. Yeah.
She was in front of Congress and she said, all our intelligence say Iran is not making a bomb and is not intentionally trying to make a bomb since 2003, since their
Okay.
mullah or whatever told them not to do it. So if 3 months ago, the head of our intelligence told us that Iran is not making a bomb,
Okay.
and the Israelis bought some reports, and the United States, the CIA, they said this is bullshit. They ripped it up and threw it in the
Keep it
garbage.
clean.
What did I say?
You said bullshit.
Okay, BS.
Sure. Bogus speech.
That's good. Bogus. Okay, it's okay. I mean, they hear that on TV every day.
No, it's not
So-
okay. The mothers don't want the kids hearing it.
You really think kids are watching the program? This is
Yeah,
an intellectual-
definitely. Are you saying the kids are not watching Hake? They are watching Hake.
This
They're
is an
listening.
intellectual program. It's like Sesame Street is for kids. This is for people who come out of college.
No, this is
You like
fun.
that, huh?
No, college
the whole
people
idea
look
is
down
that,
on me. Go ahead.
The whole idea is that the United States government and its political entities, its media, is under occupation by Israel and the Jewish lobbies here in the United
But
States. I'm going to say
I'm
it
for
like it is.
that.
Huh?
So I'm for that because they're here, they're embedded, and you might as well be for that. You can't beat them, join them. Now,
Why would you give your independence away? What are you talking about?
it's already. I didn't give it away. It's already. I was born into this culture.
Yeah, but we could change it.
No, I say you just work with them.
We could be friends. We're not saying that these are evil people. or anything
Well,
like
you're
that.
calling
They're-
it occupation. That is
Buchanan-
antagonistic to them.
Pat Buchanan said that in the 1980s.
I
One of
know,
the
but
He's one-
I
one
like
of the
Pat
greatest-
Buchanan, but I like the Jews too. But you're
It's not,
saying
the issue
that
is not that we don't hate. We don't want people to misunderstand. We don't hate anybody.
Nice.
We don't hate Jews. I mean, Jews are American citizens just like us. and they
indeed.
deserve
Isn't Bibi
the si-
born in America?
He was born in Philadelphia. His name
Yeah.
is not. His name is not even Netanyahu. His name is Molesky. Everything about
Nice.
Israel fake. They have no constitution. Their national anthem is stolen from Romania. All their prime ministers changed their names when they came to Israel.
Fine.
Yeah,
But-
everything is fake and a lie. It's just
I know,
like
but okay, but you're acting like Israel are these fakers, but Iran is not fakers and liars and violent too.
Iran has a history of the Persians. These are the Persians.
I
What are you
like the
talking about? They have-
Persians. I totally like the Persians.
You know what the word Iran means?
Aryan or something like that, right?
The true Aryans. They are
Yeah.
part of the tribes that went. Some of them went to Europe. and
Yeah.
these guys settled. They are your cousins. They just happened to convert to Islam. because
No,
of the
we're all
Arabs.
children
But
of the world.
they are Aryan tribe that came from northern India. The majority went to Europe, and these people settled in Iran, what is Persia right now.
Right.
And they are part of that same network. If you see the Iranians, they're beautiful people. They're like,
Yeah.
women to God. I mean, oh my gosh. They are beautiful people and very intelligent people. The Persians are very people who are
I
intelligent.
know. I was showing pictures of these guys from like the 70s and 100 years ago and stuff.
Yeah.
They are. They were much more modern before. Look at
Yeah.
them back in the days. Oh, here,
Okay,
let me get myself.
it's hard to, Iran has been the victim of the CIA and foreign intelligence. You're going to say, Omar, give us proof, right? You're going to say, Omar, give us proof, right?
Look, these are Persians back in the day.
They're beautiful
They're all,
people. Oh
but how
my
come
gosh,
they're
yeah.
dressed up all nice
Because
and
they-
modern
because they
back
had
in the
the-
day? Now they have
because
to be
they
all
had
Muslim
the-
now. Shout out
No,
to
I'm going to tell you
Muslims.
what, I'm going to give you an idea.
Yeah.
In the 1950s, the British used to get about 70% of the revenues from oil.
Yeah.
So they had a minister who kicked the British out. He said and nationalized the oil. What we did, the CIA, look it up, overthrew the government and handed it to the king, who's a puppet, right?
Okay.
He gave them a new contract that was going to end in 1979. You understand? So, but before the 1979 ended, he was saying that he's not going to renew it. So what happened is they bought the Ayatollah from France. He was in France, and they overthrew the Shah and gave the power to the mullahs, thinking they were going to make a deal with them. The mullahs took over and gave them the finger and said, "No, we're not going to give you nothing."
Uh-huh.
That's why the embargo. Every time you see a nation under a lot of embargoes and sanctions, it's all about money. Like Venezuela, they have oil. Iran, they have oil. Oh, we got to bring democracy. They need democracy. How about the other part of the world, the poor nations? Why don't they need no democracies either? What are you looking up, Hake? Because I can't see that far.
I'm looking at
The Iranians, the
I'm looking
Persians,
at the CIA and the Brits
Yeah.
messing with Iran and
Iran has
fiddling
been
with the
always
leadership.
Iran has been the victim historically since the 1900s of the British intelligence. Imagine when they discovered oil in the 1916, I think. The British would get like 70, 80% of the oil for almost 40 years. That is highway robbery. In the 1950s, Prime Minister, I forgot his name, said, Masood, I forgot his name. He said, enough is enough. This is our oil. You've already been drinking this oil for the last 50 years. Goodbye. And the British came to the United States and said, we need help. The CIA, they gave them $1 million to overthrow the government. They only used 60,000. They paid a lot of people to go on the street on protest, and he was arrested and put in jail. And the Shah, who's a puppet of the West,
Okay.
was brought in, and he renewed the oil contracts with the British. And the sunset was supposed to be in 1979. And then when 1979 came, he said he was not going to change it. They overthrew him and put the mullahs.
Oh. And
Yeah,
that's
and
the
mullahs
Khomeini and stuff.
Yeah, Khomeini came on a French airliner from France, Paris. He didn't come on a regular. He was he was ushered in by private jets from the French government to land in Iran and continue the what do you call it?
I don't
I
know.
don't know what's name. The overthrow of the Shah, and they embarrassed
The
the
coup
Shah.
or something like that?
A coup, yeah. The Shah, then the Shah had cancer, and we were scared. We didn't even let him go in the United States and get treatment. He had to go to other countries. That's how we treat our friends when we no longer need them. And they
Huh.
took the hostages. Remember?
Yeah, I heard of the hostage crisis. That was just before I was born, I think.
Yeah.
That was when
I was a young kid. I'm a real boomer here.
or it was around, maybe around the time that was that 1981 or something?
1979.
Well, I thought it was during the Olympics, so that would have been 1980, right?
No, yeah, no, yeah, around there. But they took over power in 1979, and they released them when Ronald Reagan took office because he made a side deal with the Iranian government
Uh,
because he wanted to embarrass Carter, and he did.
yeah, I heard about that.
You have to
What a mess.
understand that we do play a lot dirty sometimes when we have to.
So meaning
Understand.
America's I mean, I'm sure like the American leadership has done some evil
You know,
things.
people are driven by self-interest, right?
Yeah.
So the United States, it's really an individual. It's not. I mean, it's driven by its interests, and that's normal to have interests. Is no problem.
Yeah.
The problem is when your interest overtakes the people that you want to get your interest out of. When you overwhelm them or destroy the country in the process of trying to get things out of them. That's my problem.
I
You
heard.
understand?
Okay, so a little history lesson, sort of,
Yeah.
on the U.S. and Iran. Now, and then I will get to your calls. There's one line open, everybody. I heard that Trump is. Now, this may end up being old news before long, but I heard that Trump is preventing or saying no, don't. He supposedly knows the whereabouts of the guy who's the
Yeah.
supreme leader, but he's
The old
saying
guy,
no,
like-
don't assassinate him.
He's 87 years old. What are you gonna kill? He's already dead. Why would you take credit for a dead man?
Oh,
And what-
interesting.
And what purpose do you have when you kill leaders? We don't do that. I mean, why would you kill their leader? I mean, fight the armies. Why are we assassinating people?
No, I'm not. I'm not for it. But
No. I mean, why are we
necessarily.
doing? Why would we do that? I mean, as an American, I'm gonna kill their leader. We
No,
don't talk like that.
Trump is holding them back. Is that true?
Yeah, no, I know where he is, but I'm not gonna kill him for now. That's what he said, for now.
Well, that's a
Uh,
good tactic though, because that gives them like a threat that we could really come down hard on you. So that's
Yeah, but
just talk. I don't really care. You know what I mean? That is like a bargaining chip. It's kind of like the hostages.
Yeah,
You
to
know
put a
how
threat,
Hamas has hostages? That's the only reason that people are working with Hamas is because Hamas has hostages. If Hamas didn't have hostages, they would just stomp Hamas. So they
have
have,
an Arab-
whether you agree
have-
with it or not, they have a bargaining chip.
Yeah, they have an Arabic saying.
Yeah, and so
somebody-
Trump has the
threaten
bargaining
somebody-
chip of we could get you assassinated if we wanted to.
Yeah, they
So,
have an Arabic.
whether it's right or wrong, he has
They
that
have an-
bargaining chip to make them.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
So
they
he has
have
that
an,
bargaining chip to make them work with them.
No, they have an Arabic saying that threaten somebody with death, then he's gonna accept a favor. You know?
Right,
You
yeah.
understand?
Yeah, like
he's willing
a
to-
peace deal.
Yeah, he's willing to accept the fever instead of the death. That's
Right.
Anyway, I mean, the whole idea of attacking a sovereign nation, it doesn't make no sense. This is.
But that's
Israel
what's
just-
always happened throughout history. Like, why
But
is
that's
that
a
so wrong?
declaration of war. That's illegal. Israel just took it upon itself,
Right.
just to attack a sovereign nation.
I know, but they
that
have
was
their
not-
justifications for it. They're like, oh, they're gonna, they're
Okay,
funding.
so the
think about
Japanese
this.
has a-
Think about this. Iran, they say, a lot of people say, and I haven't heard anybody deny it actually, that Iran funds Hamas, Hezbollah,
Yeah, they do, yeah.
the Houthis, maybe,
Yeah.
I'm not sure. And those people are causing a lot of problems. The Houthis, I think, are the ones fiddling with our ships, the trade
Yeah, it's from
ships
my
and stuff like
country.
that.
They're idiots. Yeah.
Yeah, so the Houthis are causing problems for Yemen too.
Guess who brought him into power? Who you think?
Probably the West, because we funded
United
ISIS,
States,
right?
The United States and the UAE. And
I know, but
Saudi
now we have
Arabia.
to deal with them.
This is the problem. You create a problem for a nation.
I know, but
then you come back and-
Iran's helping them too, right?
Yeah, but we gave them when they took over the government in 2015.
Yeah.
The United States drones were fighting side by side with them against the people, trying to
Yeah.
prevent them from taking over the government. You don't get to bring people in, then come back 5 years later and say, no, that's no good, and destroy the country.
But we do it
Because
all the
you're-
time, so we do get to do that.
Well, you do
We
that.
help people, and then we have to destroy them.
We made Al Qaeda, we made ISIS,
Yeah.
we made the Houthis.
I mean, I can
Every
believe that.
time we go into a place, we come out, we leave a
Worse off.
disease in that.
Yeah,
That's wrong. Why are you?
I
doing
agree
to
with
these
that.
kinda-
I'm
Yeah,
I'm
so-
with you on that. But
Yeah, you can't
but
come
don't
back
you?
and complain later. Oh, wow, these people are dangerous. Yeah,
Well, you
but
can
you're the
come
one
back
who-
and complain later. You have to.
But you're the one who made them take over the country.
I get that. I'm
You know,
not
they
fighting
hate
you
it.
on that.
The Houthis are hated probably by 80% of the population.
The
maybe
Yemenis
90%.
don't like the Houthis,
Yeah, but they're
normal
scared of them
Yemenis,
because they
yeah.
have all the guns.
right? Yeah.
And if somebody speaks up, they blow up their homes. I hope they don't hear me and go blow up my
A shout
brother's
out.
home.
Yeah, you know what? But doesn't might make right over there, because it's just like a war zone everywhere, and so the most powerful are gonna
But
take
we
control.
had a government. We had a pro-Western government.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
But it-
we
they-
could have.
but you couldn't hold on to it.
Yeah, we could have propped up that government. It's pro-West.
Yeah,
They're on our pockets. We give them money. Why we would bring some people out of the caves of Yemen, who don't believe in the idea of institutions, who they have this Masonic belief that
talk about the
their leader,
Houthis.
yeah, their leader is the inheritor of the throne to Saudi Arabia, to all that regions.
Can you tell me why Iran funds them then?
I could tell you, it's very easy.
Yeah.
So Iran has been under sanction, for 50 years, 40 years?
Oh, and why?
Right.
Why was that?
Because the United States, I told you, they had issue with the hostages and all that stuff and the Islamic Revolution. And we told Iraq to attack them. We gave weapons. We were selling both sides. We were selling weapons to Iraq and Iran to kill each other.
Okay.
We're nasty. So what happened is, as a country, the Iranians, they saw themselves isolated, sanctioned. They can't sell their oil. The economy is destroyed. So what I'm going to do is, I'm gonna build all these like the octopus, these tentacles, right?
Yes.
All over the place, destabilize the region, and then they have to negotiate with me and get myself out of the situation I'm in. You understand what the reasoning is?
I tuned out. I got distracted.
Well, what they did is they're trying to get out. They're trying to get rid of the sanctions they're under. So what they did, they created this group to create headaches and destabilization. They're able to say, okay, guys, we got to sit with these Iranians and tell them to stop funding these people. And the Iranians said, okay, we're gonna stop, but we got to lift up the sanctions, the embargoes, and let us live as a nation. From day one.
So it's a bargaining chip. It's a bargaining chip because they're able to be a nuisance and a threat to us and our friends.
And then you come and negotiate with them.
But don't they agree with the rebels, the Hamas and all them? They agree with them on a lot of levels, right? Iran?
You have to understand, Iran is a Shia theocracy.
Okay.
So, and the majority of the Islamic world is like 90% Sunni. They hate each other, by the way. And
the Sunnis and the Shia hate each other.
Yeah, and the groups that were supporting, they were Shia, they were minority inside Syria, they were minority in Yemen. These guys, Houthis only represent about 1% of the population.
And they're Shia.
Yeah, they're Shia, and they're not wanted. I'm going to tell you, it's like a hateful situation since the 1400s. You understand? They hate each other. Since the 6th century, they hate each other. So
why?
Huh?
Why do they Shia and
well, they had a
Sunni
schism. What happened is the Shia they broke out of the like the Catholic and the Protestants. They
I know, but we're
up.
not killing each other now.
But they were doing it then. I mean, now you're not.
Yeah, I mean, we do hate each other sometimes because we
just stopped it. The IRA was blowing up things all over northern.
Oh, because we're more civilized because we're not as desperate as they are, and they have
really
power.
Civilized? We're bombing all these countries. Is that civilization?
No, I'm terms about with each other. The Catholics and the Protestants get along for now.
I know, but we are civilized to ourselves, but to kill other people in other countries is okay for us.
No, I don't. Yeah, I'm not particularly fond of that.
But I mean, that's not civilization. We're lying to ourselves.
Huh? But I think that Trump wants to stop all that, and he kind of have to. You don't think?
What I like? What's his name? Tucker Carlson is a real America First person. I really like him.
Okay.
You see how he humiliated Ted Cruz last night?
I did see a little. I saw a snippet in which Tucker Carlson.
I loved it, man. It was
my
so
competitor.
Beautiful.
He interviewed Senator. He interviewed Senator Ted Cruz and said, "How many people are in Iran?" I don't know. 92 million. And you don't know anything about this country that you're supporting overthrowing their leader?
Yeah.
And
he said, do you know the makeup of the
country? Oh, I think they're majority Persian. What did he say? I don't know.
They're not. The Persians are a minority.
The Persians are a minority in their own country?
They represent 45% or 40%.
So they're kind of like the whites. And so who's running the country? Is it Persians running the country?
The Persians, yeah, they run the country, but you have to understand because it used to be an empire, so they still have control of all these lands. They inherited it with different, but they have the same faith. They are Shia, the other people.
Do the majority of the Persians like the leadership?
No. You're never going to get that.
Oh.
No. The problem is,
does Iran like their own leadership in general?
It's not they like it. The problem is you have all these sanctions. There's a lot of hardship. So when you have hardship is...
You have blaming of the leaders.
Yeah, what am I doing with this government? I'm 40 years of sanctions and embargoes. Mm-hmm. I mean, we are struggling. Our kids are struggling. Yeah. This is the whole idea is to get the people to turn against the government. And it's not happening because, they're...
Because they don't like America either. And Israel.
Well, I mean, right now... the people, I don't think... You have to understand, people like people, but sometimes they'll go out, that's to America, Mm-hmm. You could get any demonstration you want in Arabia or any place to do whatever you want. Just pay them a little money, like the leadership, bring them out, yell and scream all day and go back home.
What's Arabia?
The Persians are
Is Arabia the region that includes all these different countries?
Yeah, we're the one who defeated Persia. You know that, right? We
Yemen?
made the Muslims. Yeah, no, there was a Yemeni leader. Persia was the leader. It was like the empire.
Okay.
Imagine the Arabs in 632. They were nomads. They were killing their own daughter because if you had a first daughter, they used to bury them alive. They were backwards people. And then Islam came in. Within 3 decades, They took down the Byzantine Empire, the Roman Empire, and the Persian Empire in 3 decades only. You know, we defeated the Romans, and we took over Egypt, North Africa, and we got rid of them.
The Arab Muslims.
Yeah, and we took over the Byzantine Empire, Syria, the Levant.
I thought you were the Byzantine Empire.
No, the Orthodox Christian are the Byzantine.
Oh, dang.
Yeah. You had two. You had the Roman Empire was Catholic
Yeah.
at that time, and you have the Byzantine, which is the Eastern Orthodox.
And so the Persians. So if somebody comes from Iran, they're Iranian, but they're not necessarily Persian. Because I used to think that was interchangeable, but it's not.
No, they're only 40% of the population. The Persians,
So you could be an
actual people.
Iranian, but not Persian.
Yeah, they control the country because it is their country. But
Yeah.
due to occupation, due to historical changes of lands and geography, they inherited a lot of people from different regions. You
Nice.
understand? Yeah, but they share
So
the
is
same
it like
faith.
apartheid? Kind of like people
No,
say
no,
that Israel and South Africa is?
No, they're full-fledged citizens.
Okay.
There's no other than-
Okay.
They share. They share the same faith, so it doesn't really matter to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, you understand what I'm saying? It's
Sorta.
like being old Catholic, but you're from Mexico, from El Salvador, wherever you are. But these people, apartheid is a Western concept, is a European concept. You guys always
Yeah.
came up with the craziest stuff, man.
Nice.
Yeah, imagine the Boers. They went to South Africa,
Yep.
the Dutch, and they controlling almost
I mean, they founded it, right? It was
7 million people, and they had an indigenous cantons, and they want to enforce this system of we are superior, we own everything, and you're gonna forever remain these people in these shiny towns, whatever. It's not gonna work. And they had the same thing as Israel. They had a nuclear weapon, they had everything, and then once they were not defeated, once they gave up apartheid, they had to give up their nuclear weapons.
Oh man, what a mess. Well, that's
Guess who
probably a good
supported
thing
them?
because now they're
Guess who
communists.
supported them?
I know everybody. Yeah, it's horrible. We made that country worse.
We in the United States have a problem where when we go into countries, we mess up more than we do. We fix.
Yeah.
Because we are driven by economic interests, not by government interests, by certain government corporation interests. We are a corporation that wants to make money. That's at the end of the day. That's what we do.
Okay.
Have any questions?
I have super chats to read, a whole bunch from Elijah, I believe.
How's the shot? They're kind to me today, or they're killing me out there?
They're
'Cause I don't read the-
they're actually saying that I should be teaching preschool or something. I'm not sure where they're coming from.
Yeah,
with
they
that.
were on the side of Walmart today. I
What's
got
up,
took over
CLC?
today.
CLC's over there on the pill.net crew. Let me refresh on some of these other platforms.
Yeah.
But because I do have coffees and things to read before I get to
Yeah,
the
no
calls.
problem. Okay. All right.
So I do see from Lord have mercy. Okay. On D Live, I have some super chats. So far, Omar is better than Croissant the Dawn. And he says a
The
different
best.
word.
I'm the best guest you have. You should give me a
Are you
weekly
familiar
slot.
with Crishaun the Dawn of the Misfit Nation? Have you ever seen him on my show?
I think I see it because I saw a comment. But I don't. Is it the guy with the hat?
Yeah. Yeah, he wears a
looks
hat.
He looks
He
Asian.
has an AR type of weapon in the
Yeah. He looks Asian, right?
yeah, he's a little bit Chinese actually. Yeah.
I see this. I saw his squint eyes right away.
So yeah, okay, yeah, he's mixed.
Racism.
No, yeah. Nobody
We love it.
no-
We love it.
Elijah says nobody wants war except Bibi, Satan, Yahoo, and Israel.
Yep.
Says Elijah. Well, you can understand that though, because they want to put the smack down. They have to deal with these problem people. Anyway, survivors of the USS Liberty says that it was intentional. But how would they
Yeah.
know? They're looking at it and they don't know that it was
They
intentional.
would communicate.
Or do
They communicated with them before the attack. They talked to them. You know, they have radios. It's us. We're the Americans. The American flag is bigger than the ship.
Okay, maybe I don't know. You might be
And
right.
anyway, the Israel was at war with Egypt. Egypt doesn't have a destroyer like that. It's very obvious.
It's a little bit similar. That's a boat. A boat's a boat. How do we know?
No, it's a destroyer. Nobody has that.
Oh.
It's not even a war. It's an intelligence.
I saw the Egyptian boat and I saw the American USS Liberty
No,
boat.
no.
I'm like,
Watch
I can't really
the.
tell the difference.
There was an interview with Candace Owens and one of the person that was on the boat.
Yeah,
Like,
a survivor of the USS
like
Liberty
8
thing.
million people watched that episode. Listen,
I
don't
know,
make
but
excuses.
well, it's just that I just don't know, and I don't know that you guys necessarily know. That's
you
all
don't
I'm
attack
saying.
a ship for 3-4 hours trying to drown it without
That's
knowing
all
it's an
sort of
American.
understandable. I mean, I'm not saying that they didn't do it in order to like do a false flag and blame Egypt and try to draw America into the war.
Even now,
But I
I
am also saying that I don't know that that's the reason. And anyway, that was 50, 60 years ago. It's totally different
Okay,
leadership now.
There's an
And they
operation
gave
called.
us like $3 million.
Who was it? We gave them about $30 billion last year. Come on.
I know, but
There's
so they said
operation,
sorry. How long you guys gonna hold it against them?
No. It's called the Levon operation, Levon, in the 50s.
Okay.
The Mossad were trying to kill Americans and attack American interests in Egypt to create a problem between the United States and Egypt. These guys are evil. They'll kill anybody for their cause.
But
They
who's
have
not
no
evil?
friend.
Who won't kill anybody
Yeah,
for
but they
their
have
cause?
no friends. If you're giving me money
I'm their friend,
this is
but
the
not for
problem,
killing.
because I feel sorry for you because I'm such a guest. I don't want to ruin my not coming back.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes I want to come down on you, but you got to open your mind.
Well,
you
the thing
understand?
is, like, it doesn't matter where I stand because I have no influence. I mean, people listen to me, but
Of course, you
that's
have
their fault.
influence. You know how people calling you from Greece, from the.
I
Europe,
know, but I have no influence over what the government does.
Yeah, but you're talking directly to the people. That's better.
Yeah, and so like, okay, so anyway, the truth can only be hidden for so long, or I wait, or oi wait, whatever, man. Ironic
So put
how
a
there's a
poll.
Muslim.
You should have put a poll today. Put a poll. Is Omar? Should we bring Omar back again? I want to see what they say.
Press 1 for yes, press 2 for no, press 3 for I don't know, press 4 if you're here for chat.
If you like Omar, press 1.
Ironic how there's Muslim terror attacks again now that Israel wants to drag us into another war, says but you guys are like, you have no faith in our greatest president, Trump. That's my issue, is that Trump is no sucker. You guys are acting like he's owned and
He's called Taco, right?
he called Tucker, what did he call Tucker?
No, they nicknamed Trump Taco.
Tackle?
Trump always back. Was it Taco?
Oh,
back
always
out,
chickens out. Oh, Taco. Yeah,
Yeah,
Trump always chickens out. Yeah, but
everything he does. Oh, I'm put on the Chinese 145.
I know,
Now
but
he's
America
begging
comes.
Now he's begging the Chinese for a deal. How embarrassing is that?
It's fine. It's not embarrassing. I'm not
It
embarrassed.
is. Well, I mean, you don't talk like that. You're the bad boy in the neighborhood. You gotta know.
No, I think that we end up coming out ahead and
he's erratic. I like Trump.
Yeah.
I want Trump. Trump, if you hear me, don't get involved in any wars. That's why you were elected. That's why people liked you.
It's part of the reason, and I still think that
Americans had enough of wars. They spent almost $6 trillion on dumb wars that were for Israel. Netanyahu was in front of Congress. Look it up. They have a montage of him.
Yep.
If you take down Iraq, everything will be beautiful. Then if you take down Iran, he had a wish list one time in front of Congress. And the problem is they're using American kids to die. 6,000 American kill themselves every year. These are veterans of the Iraqi and Afghanistan war.
But killing
Because they're
yourself over a war is not really the root issue. It's not good. The war is
PTSD,
not
what do you call
good.
it? PTSD. what it's called.
PTSD, yeah.
Yeah.
But
when you have,
anyway.
Well, it's a problem when you have 6,000 from a certain segment of the population that were war veterans killing
Right.
themselves. Then it has to be connected to their war experiences.
Yeah, I
If
mean,
sev-
it kind
if
of
17
added to their sorrows.
See, I have an issue. I like veterans. I wear veteran shirt, but I didn't know
Yeah.
that was stolen valor. By that time you told me, I never wore it again.
That's
I
not,
didn't know what that.
that's not stolen valor. Stolen valor is when you pretend like you were in the military. And stolen valor is just a...
I used to wear those shirts,
Yeah.
and once your chat told me that, I got them right there. I don't wear them no more.
Okay,
I
well,
never
it's
meant
just,
it like
it's
that.
it's just paying respect to the military. I don't think it's a bad thing.
Yeah, and I was
Don't
buying
listen
it
to the
from.
chat.
I was buying it from a veteran organization that can raise
Yeah.
money. Yeah, I mean, I was helping them out. You know.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I
I have
sometimes
like
wear a
three.
Navy, Air Force shirt or something like that.
You could wear that, but mine says veteran, so maybe I was given the energy that I'm a veteran. That's what
No,
didn't
no,
make
you
no
were just
sense. Yeah.
supporting veterans. It didn't. It's fine.
Yeah. God bless them.
It's not like you're wearing the uniform and saying I just came from the
Nah,
war. Base Nation says Omar the professional. Thank you, Base Nation over there on Rumble. And Pablo says, oh no, well Pablo says something that's not related, but I'm gonna read it anyway. And there was another thing that's not related, so I'll read these separately. Pablo says women use the word dating to pretend they aren't giving it up. Hake, out of thousands of people I've met, few men were waiting. So Pablo, you've met people who waited to have sex before marriage? You agree with no sex before marriage? No sex until marriage?
No, I don't agree with that.
You don't agree with that?
I think people should get married and have sex.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
That's what I think too.
This is the problem with our country is. The first thing is what they did to their American women is a crime. In the 1960s, they introduced first the pill,
Yeah. Okay.
so they would
Abortion
get
and
pregnant.
pills. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
the birth control. Yep.
Yeah, so they gave them a green light to do whatever they want because they're not afraid of getting pregnant anymore.
Yeah.
Then what corporate America did is said, listen, you got to get out of the house. You got to be independent. You got to start the women liberation movement.
Yeah.
They took in the 1960s, 70s, a man who was the head of the household used to earn about $7,000. He had a house, he had a car in front of his house, and he used to, and he had his kids to college. Everything was fine.
Yeah.
Now in 2025, the average income for a couple is $80,000. But if you do the inflation to ratio, it's $7,000 in 1969 money. So the American woman is working free.
Wow.
They saturated the market. They needed women to go out and work because we had the Vietnam War. We didn't have enough workers. But the problem is, imagine every morning you get up, you and your wife, you're running to the subway and she's running to the bus. Who's raising the kids at home?
The state, the bunch of indoctrinators.
This is the problem. They're throwing their kids into
Big
these some of the women,
LGBTQI stuff.
Yeah. Some of the women they spend most of the women for babysitting these what do you call these places? They're not even making no money. Why would you go to work if you're not daycare and all that stuff?
Yep.
You come home at 7:00. You're tired. You can't even speak to your kids. You don't know what your kids been doing all day.
Yeah.
Nothing. This is why we have the breakdown of the family. The American family was attacked
Big time.
by I'm gonna tell you what. I'm gonna sound crazy.
Uh-huh.
The civil rights movement was done on purpose. I'm gonna tell you why.
To kill the family?
No, not only kill the family. A certain group needed a power, so they needed to create these groups to use them to consolidate power. The Jews.
Okay.
So what happened is they brought out the blacks, all the civil rights movement, all that stuff, the women's movements, the LGBT, the sexual revolution. All these small groups were made on purpose so these people could consolidate their power. They scare them when they go to vote. Oh, the whiteys are coming to get you. They're coming to take you. You can't have abortion no more. Oh, they hate gays, and they go to vote like idiots. I used to do the same thing. I'm like, oh, I'm afraid. I used to go vote Democrat all the time.
Yeah.
You understand? Because I'm an idiot. Because they use that. They use these groups as stepping stones to consolidate power.
Yeah.
When you look at the Congress, this is not racism or anti-Semitism, but it is facts.
I'm saying, but take it with a grain of salt, everybody.
Yeah,
But go ahead.
there are 35 Jewish representatives in Congress and the Senate. And when you do the ratio to the population, that's an overwhelming representation.
The cream of the crop rises to the top.
Yeah, but who votes for these people? These groups that they made.
Yeah, that part's not right. Yeah, they need to be more.
It's like a plantation, the Democratic Party. Blacks will vote anytime Democrat. You could put a mule and they'll still vote for them.
I know, it's terrible.
Because they think it's safe.
Yeah. That's not the right type. Blacks are supposedly Christian. That's not the right type of Christian friendly. I prefer my Jewish people to be more conservative, white Christian friendly, as opposed to this black, brainwashed, fake Christian friendly.
No, I live in New York City and I lived in Long Island.
Because it's
On
not even friendly.
Sunday,
That's
on
like
Sunday, you will see
exploitative.
more cars double parked in front of black churches and Hispanic churches than white churches.
Yeah.
Blacks are very religious and conservative. Don't worry about the crazy ones you see
They're
on the
not
street. And all this.
conservative.
They
They're
are,
they.
but no,
That's
the
just their
voting.
women.
Yeah, but the voting are, but they are religious. I'm serious. If you ever come to New York, just come and I'll drive you around on a Sunday.
Yeah.
I'll take you to the Bronx.
But that's a brainwashed fake Christian. That's like not.
They are
It's kind
double
of like.
parked. They're evangelists. They are double. They're Catholics. They are double parked, triple
Yeah.
parked. They shut down streets because so many people go to church on Sunday.
Yeah.
So
Crazy.
they are
Ridiculous.
probably the most conservative religious people in America. It's a known fact.
But it's all
Now,
fake.
Well, I don't know. I mean, you can't tell when it's people's heart. If they go to church, that's good. That's a good start, right or wrong? Yeah.
Wrong.
You understand?
I think it's wrong. I think
Wait a minute.
I don't know. I'll have to talk to those blacks over in New York.
They're conservative. If you go to Long Island, they have a town called Hampstead Village. I used to have a business there.
Ah,
They have more churches than they have schools, and it's all
course.
churches that they had to tax them because they were taking over the whole town. It's a black village called Hampstead Village, and I had a business there. I
but
used to pay
like you said,
$30,000 in property tax.
you were suckered by the fear mongering and the anti-white brainwashing.
Yeah,
So
but
are
they give
those
you an-
so-called black Christians? They're brainwashed into supporting
yeah,
abortion
but
and all kinds of crazy
pre
stuff.
pre 2001, before George W. Bush attacked Iraq and Afghanistan, 67 to 70% Arab voted Republicans.
I had never heard that before.
Look
Anyway.
it up. Everything I tell you is fact. I will never come to your program and lie to you. I want you to take that, to the bank because I want to come back again. You don't want to lie to come here and just. I'm not a propagandist. I'll tell you facts.
Last quick super from speaking of the blacks, Gregatron says with a super chat, you guys working on Juneteenth? If so, I might have to call in. Is Big Bump coming? You ever seen Big Bump on my show?
No.
The black dude is in studio. I think he wears a baseball cap as well.
Oh my God, he's like me. Huh?
Yeah, he's a very good guest. I don't think
I
Big
wear
Bump
his
is
hat
going to
to make
make
me
it.
look young, that's it.
He may or may not make it. It's to be announced, to be arranged. I kind of doubt it, but it's
I think
possible.
Juneteenth is
But yes,
it's a
we are
stupid
working.
holiday.
We are, of course, working on Juneteenth. Yeah, I agree.
It's a stupid holiday.
It totally is. It's a fake
Oh,
holiday.
because they found out in Texas. So
Yeah.
what? That's it. It's over. We left that time.
Exactly.
Now they know good. Leave it alone. What do you need these holidays for? Black months for what? We have Arab month is April. We don't need no months. We don't need anything because when you make these things, you're dividing the people.
I have
You may-
about.
you know.
I only have about 50 minutes left with you, and I haven't gotten to a single call. So let's get to some calls
Let's
this
go.
hour
Let's
here.
go. Okay.
It is 1-888-775-3773. KT out of Washington, D.C. is on the line here. KT, thanks for calling and holding, man. You're live with Third Rail with Omar. What's up, man?
Hey, what's going on, Hake? What's going on, Omar? You guys, Hake, I love you guys, but man, your take on this whole thing, on this Israel and Iran war, is just you sound like a boomer, Hake.
I am a boomer.
You could definitely pass for a boomer, Hake, because I mean, same as Jesse. Jesse can't even come out and say this is good or bad. He says, "Oh, I'm not for it," or "I'm not against it." Like, come on,
It's like
guys.
the Jewish lobby.
Can we able to discern and see what evil is? And the fact that Israel is coming out, starting wars, going out and bombing Iran unprovoked,
Right?
right? And
I
then
don't know if that's right or wrong. That it's unprovoked.
No, he's right. Iran did not do anything.
It
Iran
is
was
unprovoked.
negotiating.
How do you
He's
know it's
right.
unprovoked if they're funding
they-
all
they
these
were-
guys?
Hey, they were negotiating in good faith with the United States. They were supposed to meet on a Sunday with the United States. They were negotiating.
I don't know about that. Maybe not. But you're saying it's
Hey,
Oh,
unprovoked.
Omar.
man, I'm your friend. You don't
When
believe
they
me.
were-
What kind of friendship we gonna have, me and you, if you don't believe your friend, huh?
and
Don't use
Omar
that.
brings.
No,
Omar
no.
brings
Hold
makes
on.
a good
Let me
point.
answer to this because
Okay.
you're claiming that it's
Okay.
unprovoked. Did Iran fund Hezbollah and the Houthis and Hamas? Are they funding them?
Israel funded
Yes.
ISIS.
Is that provocative?
So, Israel funded ISIS.
Okay, well, Hake, let's go back to the beginning.
Is that
The
provocative?
whole reason. Sure, I'll give you that. It is provocative.
Okay, so it's a little bit they are a little bit provoked.
No, and let's go back to the beginning.
All right.
Israel, the reason why Israel is big, no one loves Israel, or everyone hates Israel around that region. Why? Because you have people there, settlers, who are not even indigenous to that land, went in and stole that land, killed people to take that land, right? And now
Absolutely.
because the Bible said whatever Bible said, God gave them that land. That is all a bunch of crap. They went and stole that land, killed native Palestinians to take that land. And what do you expect, Hake? You're going to expect people to fight back, and that's why people people hate Israel around that area.
So everybody has a reason. Everybody has a reason that they
now.
think is justified for hating
In the West
Israel.
Bank right now, in the West Bank,
Israel
they're burning
is-
towns. Right
Israel
now, they're
is a
still doing
bully.
it right now. Okay.
Yes, Israel is a bully. Israel are evil. Israel, they're land thieves, and they do not belong in that land.
But they're
do
there,
not
and so
belong
now you
there.
have to deal with them.
Only
No,
there
those
'cause of
were a
America.
bunch of Russians and Germans that came from Europe, claiming that land was their land based off the Bible. God gave that land. That bunch of crap.
Okay,
went
but
killed-
you're just spouting off a whole bunch of like
They're still
anger.
doing it right now in the West
No,
Bank.
no,
It's not
I'm
Gaza.
not. Hake, why do you like using that route anger? Not everyone's angry, Hake.
You just justified their hatred, did you not?
I'm not no. I'm not justifying people's hate rate. Hey, I'm just going back, showing you what I'm trying to kind of lay the land here, guys. Why do people hate Israel?
What do you
It's
want
not
Israel
just
to
because-
do?
it's not
To give up
because-
that
it's
land
not
back and
because
go back
they're
and go?
Jews.
Do you want Israel to go give up that land
No,
and go back
Stop
to
taking more
Russia?
land. That's it. Just stop taking more land.
They need
Give
to
the people-
yes, go back where they came from. They're not even indigenous to that land.
Do you realize that
But-
that's an unreasonable request?
How's that?
Let me
You know what an unreasonable request is?
Right.
Is going and killing native Palestinians,
But
taking their homes.
that's all in the past,
taking their
right?
land.
No.
It's in the past, but they're still doing it today.
Right.
Yeah, West
And you
Bank.
have
Just look
you
at-
have this imbecile in office, Trump, who I regret voting for. I totally regret voting for this imbecile. He comes in and says, "I'm the president of peace. I'm the president of peace. I'm not going to start any wars." He ridiculed Obama for not negotiating supposedly trying to start wars with Iran. And I give credit to Obama for that. No matter how much I dislike Obama, I give him credit for the Iran deal he did. Yes, he gave them pallets of cash. Yes, the people go crazy about that.
But what was good
But
about that deal?
Save money.
that deal stopped Iran from possibly enriching their uranium.
Absolutely.
Did it?
And
Yes.
and it opened up their country to economic, and they cut off all their sanctions, and yeah, I personally I thought that was a good deal, right?
Did you know?
But then
Do you really know about that deal?
Everybody's saying that. They didn't enrich nothing.
What do you mean? Do I know about that deal? What I know is Iran stopped enriching their uranium as soon as that deal was signed.
I don't trust anything Obama does. I don't know about that deal. I don't know about the Iran nuclear deal. I personally liked that Trump abandoned that nuclear deal just because
That's
I don't
why we
like
have
or
a
trust
war.
Obama.
That's why we have a war right
Well,
now.
he
because
abandoned that
it.
nuclear deal because he's beholden to the Zionists. That's why. And Hake, this war has been planned for years. We'll be dumb to think that this was off the whim and Israel has just acted on their own. No, America's been complicit for years. They've been planning this war for years.
But you haven't named one thing that Trump has done wrong, indisputably wrong. Because my whole take is that Israel is trying to force everybody's hand, and because they have a problem with Iran, and so they're trying to deal with their problem, and Trump is trying to rein the situation in.
No, Trump is complicit. Trump's been planning
Complicit in what? What's he doing? You haven't told me anything wrong that he did. Because when it was Obama, I didn't know one person who liked the Iran nuclear deal. I didn't really know the Jew haters at that time, really, but nobody really liked the Iran nuclear deal from the right that I knew.
From the right, the neocons, the Zionists. Those are the ones who didn't like it.
I'm not a neocon or Zionist, I didn't like or trust anything that Obama did.
You sound like a neocon. I didn't trust that thing.
I don't even know what a neocon is, really.
Well, you want to go and bomb Iran? You support Israel bombing Iran?
I never said I supported bombing Iran. You're just making up stuff about me.
Do you support Israel bombing Iran?
Israel can do what it wants. I don't care about what Israel did.
Israel would not be able to do
you
anything
support Israel bombing Iran?
Not necessarily. I don't know. Not necessarily. They're going to do what they want to do. You asked me. You claiming that Trump is.
Yes.
You know, right now.
But you haven't really seen Trump do anything.
Right now,
you're getting way. Like this is what you guys did with Syria too, because Trump did a little bombing of Syria. It killed some people. I don't like that it's killed people, but he bombed Syria, but he didn't get any further into the conflict. And everybody was freaking out. People were quitting on Jesse just because.
You know why? Because Trump was the so-called president of peace, and this is why I voted for Trump.
Nothing more happened with Syria, right?
It doesn't.
We didn't get into any new wars with Trump, right?
You have an Al Qaeda.
Answer my question.
President. What?
We didn't get into any new wars in Trump's first term. Right?
But we're about to get into a war.
Answer my question.
Yeah,
we did not, but he killed people.
Right, he did kill people.
Yes, he bombed Syria. He killed a bunch of people, yes.
Yeah, he killed a bunch of people, but not as many as Obama. He didn't kill as many Americans as Obama. He didn't kill as many.
Drone strikes.
He didn't kill as many.
Drone strikes under Trump went up 400% under Trump. Fact check me on that.
Americans were not killed under Trump to the extent that they were killed under Obama, and more were killed under Obama than were killed under Bush, which adds to the reason that I don't trust Obama and his little Iran nuclear deal.
Americans are about to die.
But do you realize that you're living in the future? Do you realize that you're living in the future?
I have family in the army. He's about to send my cousins to fight. And I am
to
so
fight or to protect the assets.
To protect what assets? What assets? They're oil. That's all they care about. They don't care about your
No, there's military stuff. There's military stuff over there. I don't know if you heard me yesterday, but
what is
yesterday we were talking about when there's a protest going on in a city. You send an overwhelming police force over there to tamp down them from even trying anything. And we already have some military stations over there in the Middle East. And so we wanted to Trump wanted to reinforce those military stations with more troops to prevent from Iran even trying anything.
We have 10,000 soldiers.
So we sent more soldiers over there. Not necessarily to fight a war. If he fights the war, okay, then you were right in your prediction, but you're way ahead of yourself because I don't even know if Trump knows what he's going to do, but you act like you think that you know what he's going to do.
I know what he's going to do. You can mark my words. He's going to send in American troops or American planes to help Israel to bomb Iran. That's what he's going to do. You can mark my words today. What's the day today? Mark my words. He's going to send American troops, American planes, American equipment to help Israel bomb Iran. Mark my words, and we'll come back to this call.
Brother, we are happening right now.
The problem is
And,
You
and is
guys,
he
they're a
wrong?
bunch
And
of-
is he wrong for helping Israel against Iran? Is he wrong for that?
He is absolutely wrong.
And what's wrong with that?
That's
He is
aggression.
absolutely wrong.
What's wrong with
He
it?
is the same guy. Benjamin Netanyahu is the same guy who came out in front of the world and said, Iraq, there are weapons of mass destruction in Iraq. We need to kill Saddam Hussein.
It wasn't his
And
intelligence that did that. It was a
it
whole bunch of
was-
other intelligence.
It was
It wasn't
Benjamin
Bibi.
Netanyahu. And
It wasn't Bibi.
It was. He
That
came,
was
There was a whole
was-
bunch
he
of
was-
there was a whole bunch of intelligence
We-
agencies who made that claim. It wasn't just Bibi.
yeah.
But
yeah,
you
okay,
haven't
he
told me
was
what's
the
you haven't told me
exception.
what's wrong with Trump helping Israel against Iran. Now that Israel's involved with Iran, what's wrong with it?
Because it's
an
America.
aggression.
He campaigned on America first.
Okay.
And that's why I voted for Trump. He campaigned on America first. He campaigned as the peaceful president. He said he will negotiate. He said remember he went to Saudi and said he'll stabilize the Middle East.
Yep.
And he won't participate in any wars. Look at him. Look what he's doing.
You're
Watch
sounding
what he's
shrill.
going to do.
You're sounding
America.
shrill.
Am I sounding shrill?
Yeah.
America's are actually, as we speak today, Ted Cruz.
You're
confirmed
sounding
that
like
yesterday.
a liberal, honestly.
Ted, sure, you can say that.
No, because
Ted
you know
Cruz
why I
is
say that you're sounding like a
America
liberal?
supporting Israel.
You know why I say that you're sounding like an Israel KT?
Oh, sure, go ahead.
Because you went back to the founding of Israel and said, these people who were not indigenous to this area came in, killed the people who were there, and took it over. They don't even belong there. Who are you to say that they don't belong there to take it over?
And who are they to say they belong there to take it over?
No, answer
Because
my
the
question.
Bible
Answer
says
my
so.
question.
I'll answer a question with a question.
That's not an answer.
I'll answer your question. They said the Bible said it. And I think that's such an asinine. That's such an asinine opinion to have.
Sure, that's fine. I don't
The
care.
Bible-
That's
The
fine.
Bible told you. The
And
Bible
are you
told you to
and
go
are you
kill-
asinine
go
for
take
saying
land?
that people who outsiders who come to a land that wasn't their own and took it over, are you asinine for saying that they shouldn't be there because they weren't native to the area?
They absolutely should not be there.
No,
Those
are you
so-called
asinine for
Jews-
making that statement?
No,
As
I'm
if
not
it has
asinine for making
as
that
if it has
statement.
anything to do with anything.
I think it's asinine. And by the way,
is
we're
it
talking here
asinine for
1948.
is it asinine for Americans to have founded America?
Here's
We weren't indigenous to America.
Now I see what
There's a
you're doing. You're
difference.
moving the goalposts.
No. You
moving the
made a
goalposts.
claim that these people who weren't
we are
there.
talking about Israel.
I
We're
know, but
talking
you're
about
Hake.
Israel.
I know, but you're making a claim as though it is relevant that Israelis don't belong here because 50, 80 years ago they founded Israel against the wishes of the people over there.
How do you find
if
a
it
state
has-
on a
as
state
if it
that's
means
there?
anything.
How do you do that?
What?
It does mean something.
It doesn't mean
You
anything.
have-
It just justifies
you-
anger and victimhood.
It's not justifying. And by the way,
Yeah.
it's not just Palestine that they were looking at invading. There were other countries. They were looking at Uganda in Africa.
Yep.
They looked at Argentina. They looked at taking over Argentina. They looked at taking over Uganda. They were scoping places out
Nice.
back in the to
What
go
do you mean
settle, so-called settle.
That's what people do.
And-
That's what
lo-
conquerors
lo and
do.
behold,
They're not conquerors.
Lo and
They're
behold, they
cowards.
find little Palestine there. They find little Palestine, and they go take it over because the Bible said so. I think that's such an asinine way of thinking. And
Even if you read the
Anyway,
Bible,
You
Moses
can
never
blame.
made it
You're
to
putting
Israel.
all the blame on them, and none
Moses-
on the people fighting against them, and none on
Even,
yourself. No, you're not even
even
looking
if
at
you-
yourself.
Even if you read
Why
the
should
Bible,
I-
Moses died outside of
if-
Jerusalem.
And you're calling Trump names. You're calling him what's that word?
yeah, Trump
Imbecile.
is a liar. He's an imbecile. He's a liar.
Are you an imbecile and a
He-
liar?
No, what have I lied about? I've not lied about anything.
I ask
can
you,
fact
are you
check everything
an
I
are you
say.
an imbecile and a liar?
I'm not. I'm none of. No, I'm none.
So if God is true and every man's a liar, but KT's not a liar, are you God?
What are you talking about?
You
Hake?
sound like
what-
you
what?
have this
Come
judgment
on,
against. Are you God?
Who said I'm God? Can we stick to
But
the topic?
because you're playing
Come on.
God, you're like having this judgment against Trump. You're calling me
this
a
is what I'm
boomer.
saying.
You're calling
you sound like
Israel
a
this
boomer.
genocider.
You do sound like a boomer.
I don't mind sounding like a boomer and a neocon, but you have this crazy, puffed up judgment on the whole situation, and the situation hasn't even played out for you to be judging.
It's not puffed out judgment. It's facts. I'm just stating facts. This is what's happening.
No, when you're calling Trump an imbecile, is that a judgment or is that a fact?
It is a fact. He's an imbecile. He's a liar. He's a liar and an imbecile.
You're calling him a liar like that means something.
It does mean something. When you come and stand in front of the country, you come and stand in front of the country, you say, I'm the president of peace. I'm the president of peace. America first. I voted for him because of that. And the reason why
you got
I was
angry and now you're judging him. You switched on him.
The reason why I was so against Hillary was she wanted to invade Iran in her first term. Her main driver for her presidency was invading Iran, and that she was probably planning that in the first couple months of her presidency. And now we're not even halfway through Trump's presidency, and he's already planning to invade Iran. He is a hypocrite.
Do you realize nothing has even happened yet from Trump? Trump hasn't even done anything yet, and you're like,
are you watching his tweets? Are you watching? Why did he tell people to evacuate?
I'm not too concerned.
Iran?
I basically trust Trump.
You trust Trump? Okay,
yeah.
I think you're trusting a liar. You're trusting an imbecile. You're trusting.
Because I don't see him going. You guys are acting like every other president has not been pro-Israel stupidly, and Trump is being smart about it, I think. And we'll see what happens. Maybe it turns out for the worse, because I don't know. There were other things that Reagan did some stuff that was destructive.
Man, that's absolutely great thing you brought up. You brought up Reagan.
Yeah.
Please go do some homework, Hake. I'm
not doing any homework. Go. What's my homework? Go ahead.
Go look up Ronald Reagan's speech on Israel. Just go to YouTube, type in Ronald Reagan and Israel. You'll see a true president. You'll see a true honest man standing up to bullies, standing up to the truth.
You just lost the Jew haters. You just lost your fellow Israel haters, KT. Because the Israel haters do not like Ronald Reagan. Ronald Reagan, they say, was a horrible president, and now you're just taking one speech that he said and pretending. You don't agree with him, right?
No, his foreign policy was good.
His foreign policy was good?
He took down the Soviet Union. What are you talking about? He destroyed Russia.
Who cares?
But his domestic, I don't like his.
All right, but thank you, KT. But Trump says a lot of stuff that sounds great too in speeches. It doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, he's just a mouthpiece. He's full of it. He's a mouthpiece. I see a bunch, and it's so sad.
KT.
He's the first. Trump is the first Jewish president. Tell him that. You hear me, guy?
We heard you. We heard you, Omar.
No,
but
the caller.
Nothing has happened yet. Now, say it does, then you were proven right in your predictions. But you're going a bit overboard with your judgments.
I'm not.
Are you angry right now?
I am not angry. I'm just stating my point. Everything I've said today is not judgment. It's fact. Everything I said about Trump saying America first.
Some of it's not even facts yet.
No wars. He looks like he's about to backtrack and sell out.
Looks like is different from actually does, though.
Well, and Trump, you know what, Hake? You know what? I'll take you to your word, Hake. Let's wait and see.
Yeah.
Let's wait and see.
Nice.
Let's remember this conversation today. Today's
I remember
June
prior
18th.
conversations. You were turning on Trump over the bump stock ban and all kinds of other stuff.
Yeah,
you got mad at the cop. You quit supporting the cops because the cops were arresting people who were enforcing mask or not enforcing the mask mandates.
No. Some cops. I'm not against.
But you
said
quit
some
donating.
cops.
You used to donate to the Fraternal Order of Police. You said.
Oh,
And then,
yes,
and
I
then
do.
Over
I do. Yes.
Over
yes,
one incident,
I did.
some cop didn't support you. They supported some people who were trying to force everybody to wear masks. These business owners and mess. And so
Yes,
you're like, I'm not supporting the cops
police-
anymore. So you seem
Yes,
like you do seem like you're angry and you throw up your hands and you judge and you turn on people.
No. Hey, why do you always think I'm angry? It's
because
my
you come
eyes,
off as angry.
There's some things. There's some things. I consider myself far right. I'm like super far right.
Nice.
If you get to know me,
I
personally.
noticed that a lot of Africans and foreigners don't like Israel, and you're kind of African, but American now.
I'm super far right, Hake. And there are lots of things I've been noticing on the right, on the so-called right, so-called conservative side that I was not privy to. I was not aware of.
Yeah.
And I had my eyes open. And that's why I did the things I did. That's why I'm saying the things that I'm saying, because my eyes have been open.
I know, but you've discovered some facts and some observations and some judgments, but are your eyes truly open just because you know some things about me and people or whatever, or you notice some patterns with like normie conservatives and boomers and stuff like that? Or because that's not seeing with spiritual eyes just because you realize some stuff that's sort of red pilling, you know, stuff that changes your outlook on the physical and political world. That's not seeing with spiritual eyes where you're not getting heated and crazy.
I'm not. Hey,
do you agree with?
Sure,
have you heard Jesse's? Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
I don't know why you keep saying I sound. I'm not. I'm just passionate. Sure, you can say that.
Passionate. Passionate is beta.
I'm not angry. I'm not angry at all. There's no anger in what I'm saying now. There's absolute. I'm not angry at all.
Passion is anger, though.
That's for lack of better terms. Passion is the best term I can find.
I suggest we all cool down.
Find the best word.
I suggest that we all cool down. Those of us who can, maybe I shouldn't lump myself in with that, right? But because look at Trump, he's pretty dispassionate. He makes, and I don't know, maybe he's wrong, but he seems to be measured in how he goes about things. And one of the biblical questions or the assignment for this week is neither agree nor disagree with anybody and watch what happens. I think that's a good tactic to use because when you say you realize something, you may go too far in that and be overly energetic in that, and then you'll miss something else. While thinking that you're seeing this, you're missing something else.
I think I agree, and I think there's a time to sit down and reflect. There's always a time for that,
right?
But you cannot put everything. You can't make everything. Well, here, okay. Well, let me rephrase what I'm trying to say here. What I'm trying to say is, if you see evil, if you see good, you should be able to call it out or take a side. You can't say, "Oh, I'm not against it," or "I'm against it. I have no opinion of it. I'm just there. I'm just sitting there. I'm lukewarm." You cannot.
Why not?
If you see evil, call it out. If you see good, acknowledge it. You know.
But what if you don't see what if like Jesse and I, because we're not really taking sides on this issue, or Jesse definitely is not. He tends to love Israel, as you know, but he's not saying that it's good or bad. What does it matter if he doesn't take a side? Why can't he not take a side? What influence does Hake say calling out evil or not calling out evil have on the government?
I mean,
nothing.
Here's the thing.
It's inconsequential, right?
Hake, if you do not know something, if you don't know fact, if you don't know detail,
right?
Yes, that's the time to sit down and reflect, and that's the time to not have an opinion.
Yeah.
That's the time to not take a side. the time is to sit down and reflect when you don't have the full details, you don't know something about anything. That's the time to sit down and reflect. But if you can see it, if you can discern it,
Yeah.
if you can touch it, call it out. And that's what I'm doing. I've been able to sit down and reflect on this thing and discern and see that Israel's in the wrong for starting or attacking Iran, provoking a war, provoking a possible World War III. That's what I've been able to see and discern and say Israel's in the wrong for doing that.
And what good has that done you or Israel or America? What consequences that been?
And another thing I've been able to discern and sit down and reflect on is the fact that Trump campaigned on America first. He campaigned on no wars in the Middle East. And look, he's spending a lot of time talking to Benjamin Netanyahu, inviting him to the White House, hanging out with him, making all these tweets, saying he's going to support Israel, he's going to do this, telling people to evacuate Tehran, or they're going to be bombed, all this stuff. That, to me, is not a president who campaigned on America first. And we have a lot of dumb MAGA turds
What good has all this
chat,
realization done?
in Jesse's chat.
Right.
Huh?
What good has all this realization done except to allow you to judge us dummies in the chat who may support somebody blindly? What good has it done?
What do you mean? What good has it done?
What good has it done you or Israel or the world or America?
It's opened my eyes.
It's calling out.
It's opened my eyes to the truth. It's opened my eyes to the fact that Trump has been deceptive. It's opened my eyes, and that's the good it's done for me.
Oh, okay.
It's opened my eyes. There's an answer to your question.
Okay, nice. I appreciate your call, KT in Washington, D.C., as always, man.
All right, Hake. Appreciate you, man.
Yeah, you too. Okay, I have 25 minutes, Omar. I want to plow through more of these calls. I'm going to have to limit these callers because I went long with KT, but KT was interesting to me, but go ahead. Elijah in California on the line here. Go ahead, man. Elijah, come on.
What's up, Hake? What's up, Omar?
Hey.
What's up, buddy? How are you?
Hey, you need a 3-hour show, Hake. That's beta, 2 hours?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I like what KC was saying. I don't think I've ever heard his call. He was pretty, in my opinion, spot on.
So you think that the foreigners shouldn't have taken over that land? The foreign white Jews shouldn't have taken that land?
No, can I get to the point? Because I know you're trying to make it seem like if you criticize Israel, then you're like a liberal or something.
I'm not trying to make it seem like anything. That's not what I'm trying to do. I wanted to know what you mean by he's spot on. Was he spot on about people can't take over a foreign land?
Please don't misdirect the conversation.
No, you said he was spot on. I'm just asking you about that part.
I said spot on for the most part because
was he off on that part?
Oh my gosh! Please
be patient with me. Was he off on that little thing about they hurt the indigenous people?
Yeah.
Was that lame?
Can I get? Oh my God! Can I get to this, please?
You don't want to answer. You don't want to answer me.
Talking about Omar was
Elijah.
talking about
Elijah, why are you being frustrated? I just want to answer that part.
You're being
it's very easy. You don't need. It's not hard.
Can I just ask my questions?
Yeah.
You said he was spot on. I wanted to follow up about it. Why are you being frustrated? You're being stubborn.
You're obviously trying to. Let me just talk. Please.
I'm literally not trying to do anything.
Omar,
I just want my answer.
My
question.
Let him ask the question.
Can I talk to Omar, please?
Yeah, go ahead.
Can I talk to Omar?
All right, go ahead, Elijah. Be a baby. You're being a baby, but go ahead. Yeah.
That's not nice calling names.
Hake is a bad faith.
That's not nice calling names. Hey,
I don't have to be
Omar.
nice though.
Okay.
Well, Omar said Omar was he was saying that Israel is an extension of Western colonialism, like extension of white Western colonialism, right?
Yes. Yeah, he said
Yes.
that.
Absolutely.
So you
100%.
believe America? You think America? So you believe America has control over Israel? Israel doesn't have control over America.
Yeah, I can tell you something.
No, he thinks
politically,
Israel controls
no,
America.
politically has control. The Israeli lobby, AIPAC, and the Jewish lobby has too much control over the United States. But the United States gives the money and the weapon. If Donald Trump made a phone call right now and said, listen, Netanyahu, cut it out. I want you to stop this right now, he'll stop it. It happened in Ronald Reagan when they were bombing Lebanon and they killed 70,000. He called Israel. Menachem Begin was the prime minister. He said, listen, stop right now or you're not going to have a friend in the United States. And he stopped it because we control we feed them the weapons and the money. Without us, they can't exist. They can't fight. Even right now, my friend, all Western countries, all Western countries right now, they're refueling the Germans, the English. They're in the air. They're refueling their jets. They're helping them intercept the missiles. Right now, Iran is fighting against Western Europe and the United States at one time. You understand? So,
Well, Trump has no control over Bibi. Bibi does what he wants. Trump gave him like a key to the White House.
You saw when he came to the White House and he pulled the seat for him like he was a chauffeur. Come on, man, you're the American president. I'm telling you.
And Jews call Europeans and whites Edomites.
Somebody
they don't
claimed
consider themselves whites. So you guys are conflating Jews and whites as in the same bucket. You know, it's not the same thing.
I spoke to a lot of white nationalists.
They go against.
I spoke to a lot of white nationalists when I used to have interviews. I saw Jewish white. They said no. They said they're not white, and the problem is
they changed their names. Like you brought up, they changed their names. Like Netanyahu, right?
Right. Isn't that just smart though? You should be smart in how you present yourself.
That's conniving. But you
conniving.
Can call it smart. That's very yeah.
You should be cunning,
that's
innocent.
What separates them. It's not that they're smarter, they're sneakier, and they have a very strong tribal unity. So that's a part of the power. And then also you're saying that apartheid and segregation is only a unique thing to white people, but everyone segregates naturally. You can get 100 blacks, 100 whites, 100 Mexicans in the same room, and guess what? They're all going to sit with each other. Muhammad Ali even said, bluebirds with bluebirds, redbirds with redbirds. It's human nature for everyone to want to be around their own kind.
I live in New York City, and New York City is segregated. If you go, you have the Irish by themselves, you have the Jews by themselves, you have the Arabs by themselves, the Hispanic have their own neighborhood, sometimes mixed with black.
Yeah,
it's segregated. It's just natural. People like to live with people they know or they have some kinship with. You understand? So
some familiarity with.
All right. I don't really understand the significance of this. We've kind of boring.
Yeah. Well, but Hake, I want to just.
Okay. Yeah.
You can't compare the United States and Israel. When the United States came, when the English came to America, these were people with nomads walking around naked, running around chasing buffaloes.
Yeah.
The Jews, when they came to Palestine, it's a state with streets and government and houses and buildings, church.
Yeah.
It's a people that existed. It was a modern state, by the way. You understand?
Whatever.
It's totally different. It's totally different.
We came to a land without a people for people without land. BS.
Bogus
you came
speech.
there and you killed 750,000 out of their home.
But what's done is done now, right?
But they're still doing it. They're not stopping. They still doing it.
Why should they stop? It works for them so far. Why should they stop? Why should they stop? It's worked for them.
And we're paying
it's not
for
gonna
it.
Work in
and
the
Americans
long
are paying for it.
You'll see.
And Americans are paying for it.
That's right. We gave them $30 billion last year. That's why they left Biden as president, because they were milking him for money.
You guys just want to cry, just because they're able to finagle support for whatever they're doing.
It's not.
No, you can call it crying.
You're complaining.
You can call it.
It's history.
You can call it Jew hate. It's like the same thing the liberals do. Whenever you hurt their feelings, they call you a racist.
But my feelings aren't hurt. You guys are the ones whose feelings are hurt.
No, we're not saying nothing.
We're not.
Yeah, well, then why are you complaining about what my characterization of it is?
No, it's okay. You can have your opinion. Nobody's mad.
Speaking the truth.
Speaking the truth.
Everyone, it's not even. You don't have to be aggressive, Hake. I'm not trying to be,
Try to be nice. I could come
condescending
back
or
on the show.
dishonest or.
I don't want Hake to kick me out. You're not coming no more. Yeah.
So the
What's
nation of
your
immigrants-
beef, Elijah? Why are you complaining about me? You're calling me
I'm not complaining
fake.
about you. Well,
You're calling me fake. You're
Well, in the
calling me a
beginning-
liberal.
in the
You're accusing me of calling you liberal. You're trying to tell me that I'm misdirecting the conversation just because I asked a question about, oh, these are foreigners who shouldn't be here in the first place. They should go back to Russia or wherever they came from. It doesn't even make sense what KT was saying Israel should
They
do.
gotta get out of there. They gotta go back
That's
home.
not reasonable.
well,
They're
Omar,
gonna go home. Don't trust me.
Omar said it perfectly. There was nothing but nomads here. There was no.
I
There was
know
no
was is
civilization
different
or
from
thing,
is
so-
though. Is
It's
the
it's different.
situation.
You're comparing apples and oranges. You're trying to compare apples.
I'm
and
not
oranges.
even comparing apples and
Now,
oranges.
we
He made a claim that foreigners took over this land and destroyed these people 80 years ago, and so they should all go back. Who's going to go back after they destroyed and are dominating the area?
Yeah,
They're just
okay,
going to go back. It doesn't make sense.
They
It's
could have a one
ridiculous.
state for everybody.
Exactly,
Why
well-
not have a one state for everybody?
Well, this is the way it
I-
works. We bomb the world, and then we bomb the world, and then we invite the world. The right-wing Jews push for endless wars, and the left-wing Jews push for endless immigration. You see
I
how
know, but you're not.
it works?
I don't have any problem with your point about that. I just have
What do you think?
I'm just questioning what you guys think is a
Hake,
solution.
what do you think of this idea?
Well,
Why
you're
don't they
like-
just
you're
have
like
It's
one
a
glossing
big
state for
over-
solution.
everybody?
Like
How
you
about
don't even
that?
really have a solution. I don't know if Elijah's presented a solution.
You
How
You
about
just-
if they have one
you
state for
gloss over the
everybody? Hake?
JFK
Is that good?
assassinations. You gloss over. You
Because
gloss
I
over
don't believe that. I don't know
liberty
about
like
it.
It's no big deal. But the survivors said that it was intentional. They
All
had
of
the
this
American
stuff
flag,
is
flag
all of this.
waving.
But who cares? This is from 60 years ago.
Oh, big deal. Yeah, it sounds like Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro said the same thing. Who cares who killed JFK?
Is he wrong?
Yeah, that's obviously he's running
Why?
cover. That's why he doesn't care. That's why he says who cares? It's like in the Wizard of Oz.
But like I
Pay no
said, you
mind
just
to the wizard
all you're
behind
doing
the
is
curtain.
you haven't presented any solutions.
Well, the solution
Well,
is
he
to
said
make
he told
America
him to go
first
back
for
home.
real. Like how Trump said, deport all these like illegals and
Yeah.
then stop the wars. But I mean, if we did that,
Ashkenazis,
Trump
they
would
gotta
get
go back
assassinated
home.
for real. Like not like the theater that happened. He would get
So then there
assassinated
is
for
no
real if he went
solution.
against-
So there is no solution because Trump, if he does the right thing, he would get assassinated for real, like you say. And you're like, oh, and you
Well,
have all
that
these
would be,
theories that all these things are fake. It seems like.
Yeah, so like if we cut off our ties from Israel, we're still heavily infiltrated by them. It
Right.
would
So
do
there's
harm
no
to us,
solution
too.
except to
So-
work with them, right?
I think
Well,
they'll
I mean,
collapse the American
I guess-
economy if they want to. I
You
really believe that.
gotta if they take over the Middle East, they take over the world. So you kind of either gotta stop it now or we're all doomed. Like we'll be slaves to them. In their end times, they think they're all gonna get 1,800 slaves.
What's Iran's
So that's what they're
end times?
doing. Oh, I don't know. Probably not as evil as that. You know, because they love slavery, and they think we're cattle.
I'm
That's what they
fine
call
with
us, oil.
slavery. I don't mind slavery.
Well,
And
I
you
should,
know about all this stuff, Hake, but you don't really you know about the Samson option, you know about the USS
I know.
Liberty, you know about
I
JFK
don't know.
assassination.
I don't know
But you
what the
kinda glossed
significance of
over it.
the. I don't know the significance of the liberty. I don't get it. I get the claims. I really don't know about JFK. This is the yesterday and today are the first time I ever heard about this. And you tend to jump to conclusions that
boomer.
aren't necessarily true. And then you don't really have a solution other than what Trump is doing, which is working with them, but trying to rein in and keep America first. But you guys don't think that Trump is keeping America first because you guys are in your heads.
Obviously not.
It's not
Yeah,
obvious to
obviously
me that he's
He
not.
betrayed his base. He betrayed his base once again. He
How
said
so?
he's gonna stop the wars. He said he's gonna have mass deportations. He didn't do that. He hasn't stopped the
That's
wars.
not betrayal.
He's
He's being stopped.
He's giving Bibi everything he wants.
No, he's
Miriam
not.
Adelson
Bibi,
gave him, what,
somebody
200,
said that Bibi
300
looked
million?
frustrated at what Trump was not giving him
No,
everything.
that was an act. That was a game. They played a game on
Yeah,
the
because
Iranians.
it's never enough for them. If Jesus
Well,
was
cry
enough for them,
cry
you think
more
so?
about
You
it,
know?
man. I gotta go.
Oh, no one's crying. No one's crying. Your
Yeah,
drift
yeah,
is
you
obvious.
are.
No.
Yeah, you
Sorry,
are.
ad hominems don't
You were.
work when you're
Yeah, ad
above
hominems
90
are for
IQ.
real. Ad hominems are the most important thing, because the most important thing in your life is you. But you think you're all caught up with this thing, which has nothing to do with your life, really.
Stop being dishonest, Hake. You know I'm not crying. You know I'm not.
I don't know
not,
that. You seem like you're crying. You were practically to the verge of
No, I'm
tears when I
actually-
tried to force you to answer my question, and you were being all frustrated.
I'm laughing.
Can I talk
No,
to the world?
Oh,
Anyway,
geez.
I gotta
You
go,
have the
Elijah.
sock puppet on right now?
What?
Okay. Good job, Hake. Good job, Omar.
All right.
All right,
you
take
too.
care, buddy.
He seems
Thanks for
Mexican.
calling.
I think he's Mexican influenced, because the Mexicans are kind of unreasonable.
That's all right.
haters
He's a
when they're like
customer. Hey, be nice to the
He's
customer.
supposedly white, but he doesn't really act like it.
But he's making sense though.
Not to me. He doesn't make sense to me.
I know, because you can have what you're saying is that because we came in, we took America. Yeah, but I mean we were dealing with a people.
No,
who,
I don't
had-
care about. People say the same thing about America that they say about Israel. Oh, Americans came in and
but-
white people took over. I don't care about that.
I'll
But
defend
I'm just saying
America
it's
on
not a good point, and it's not reasonable to say, oh, we need to. What's the solution?
that.
There
I
is
have
no
the
s-
solution. You want to hear the solution?
Yeah, what's the solution?
Well, right now there's 22 cents Palestinian land that's still left and recognized by the international, even by the United States.
All right.
Just give them that state, and everybody live happily ever after. They don't want
Oh
to even
yeah,
do that.
right.
They
That's not a
taking even
solution,
that.
man. Nobody's talking about happily ever after. Okay,
Oh,
I gotta
then
move on. I gotta get to let's
Yeah,
see.
get the coffee, guys. Let's go. The people pay
Terry
money.
in Oregon been on hold for. Terry dropped. In the world. Terrible. That's not right. I had it all loud because Elijah was quiet. Oh, speaking of Elijah, he gave a super chat saying Israel created Hamas and ISIS. Is that
Yeah.
true?
Yeah.
Did they create them, or did they just fund them?
No, I'm gonna tell you
Because
I have the whole-
Obama and Hillary are the co-founders of ISIS, according to
No, I'm gonna
Trump.
tell you what. You have time? There's 5 minutes. Can I tell you what?
No, we don't really have time. If we don't have
Okay,
5 minutes. Give me 30 seconds.
Okay. The whole idea was to create a state, an ISIS state, to bring all the extremists from all over the world and kill them. That's all it is. It was a grinder, a meat grinder. That's what they did. They killed all of them.
And so, how did Israel found them?
Well, they created the leader al-Baghdadi was an agent for Israel, and he claimed to be a. What they did is they needed to get all the extremists to one place and kill them, like what you do with a mouse with cheese. Even right now, 2 weeks ago, they had ISIS inside Gaza, and everybody yelled at Netanyahu. He said, "Oh, we need them to kill the bad guys."
Okay, I have another super chat. I gotta cut you off. Harmony
All right.
Harmony bought our coffee. Isn't it amazing JLP's assignment for the week? Neither to agree nor disagree. And all this war mess is happening? Yeah, it is. God knows what he is doing, and I trust him. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled. But everybody's getting troubled. And Cesar, 3 coffees. Sup, Hake? Well, Hake, I got to give you credit for handling that 2 versus 1 battle with the bass caller and based Omar. It was almost as if you were balancing a full cup of water with one hand, holding back a lion, using a chair with the other hand. That was impressive. W, Alpha back, Hake, strong arm. BSKT, the first caller, got a little angry or passionate since it sounds nicer. Yeah, man. Don't be making excuses for anger, just calling it passion. And Eli just jumping to conclusions too is crazy in the world. And I have let me just see if I can plow through calls, okay? Let's see. Jeff in Louisiana. Jeff, go ahead, man.
Hey, man, I got questions really more for Omar since he's more into this stuff.
Okay.
About the guy talking about they trying to drag us into war, Trump's going to go to war and stuff. Do you find it kind of interesting that he sent the warship aircraft carrier, the Nemesis, over there, and that ship's supposed to be decommissioned next year. So that could be setting up a thing saying Iran bombed it and sunk it and get us involved in the war.
That ship has a special duty. It carries it has the B-52 bombers and has all these bombs. And the bad thing is we're moving it from the Pacific, where the Chinese now are supreme, and moving it to the Middle East and leaving that area. We might end up losing Taiwan for Israel. You understand? So the whole idea, my friend, this is an unnecessary war. It was a war of aggression. The Iranians did not do nothing. They agreed to all the things we were telling them. Everything they said, we said yes, yes.
If that's true, then why did they attack?
They changed the deal. They were supposed to have a deal in the beginning where the United States said, okay, you could process uranium at 3.67%. The Iranians said, okay. Then Netanyahu made a phone call. He said, no, you have to dismantle everything. Who are you to tell another country that they have to dismantle their right to nuclear reactors for electricity? Why? The United States, Israel is not a fighting nation. They're brave. I told you that the Israeli soldiers are coward by nature. I told you that about a year ago.
The U.S. is behind them.
If it wasn't for the United States, my friend, they won't fight nobody.
I know, but the reality is they have America, so they're using
eventually America. that one day that support will die.
I know that.
And Israel will collapse.
And America will collapse too.
Huh?
America's going to collapse too with the drop.
Why will America collapse?
Because America's the Israel haters are not mostly decent people like you guys. Because I consider Elijah and KT and you to be somewhat friends of America. But most of the people who are hating Israel are these pro-Palestine protesters who are anti-white and anti-Christian. They're going to be the ones who take over.
You guys are under control.
No, look at it. Ilhan Omar, Cortez. Those people are going to destroy America. America is gone.
If the United States ever says, we're not going to help you, the Jewish economists will collapse the United States economy from within.
Last word, Jeff. Go ahead. Jeff, go ahead.
To answer your question,
yeah.
Iran didn't attack Israel. It was Hezbollah and other groups. Those are the same kind of terrorist organizations that attacked the U.S. See, it wasn't a country. It was a terrorist group. They may have had a place to stay there and stuff, but it's not necessarily their politics that did it.
Who's that? Who's
what we did? We wouldn't destroy Afghanistan and Iraq to kill Obama.
I get that we've made enemies in the Middle East. America has made enemies in the Middle East.
I'm not saying made enemies. I'm saying, but we spent 20 years over in that crap.
Yeah,
and we never found him. Where we were attacking.
I know that intelligence was. What was it, a lie? But was it Bibi's lie? I don't get blaming Bibi. That's the first time I've heard Bibi blamed for the WMD's weapons of mass destruction lie, they call it.
I ain't blaming for that. I'm just saying.
No. Somebody else blamed Bibi today. I had never heard Bibi be blamed. Somebody said Bibi did 9/11, and I asked him about it later, and he's like, oh, no, I actually don't know that. I'm like, what in the world? You Jew blamers?
You don't know how many people you got like Bin Laden out there that get billions and billions and billions of dollars a day on the oil company.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, that's what's that thing.
When you finish, I want to say something about Biden, if you don't mind, though.
We have like 2 minutes. Jeff in Louisiana, interested, man. I appreciate your call.
Okay.
Take care. Man, he got me with the click.
You know how they kept Biden president and he wasn't making any sense?
Yes.
Because they were giving money to Israel and Ukraine. He didn't know what was going on. He didn't know there was wars. They just signed it. He was there for the service just to give away America's money. That's all he was. That's why he was staying president, because he was serving the purpose for the people behind the scene for the war in Israel and Ukraine. Anyway, you want to go to another call, or you want to call it a day?
I have like a minute until I have to end. And so I want to make sure that people know to follow you, Third Rail with Omar, Third, THIRD _ Rail, RAIL, on YouTube. On X, it's The Comforter _1 on X. And on TikTok, it is Third, THIRD, Rail, RAIL, Omar, OMAR, all one word, no hyphens, no underscores, on TikTok. I appreciate you coming on, man.
Okay, I want to say thank you to you personally, and I appreciate you calling me. And I want to thank Hake Nation. Guys, please help me out, join my channel. And it's nice to have a conversation with Hake. We could disagree, agree, but that's the healthy part about being American and being able to talk freely. I appreciate you all, and I thank you very much. God bless.
And thanks to the callers and super chatters. I can't get through the rest of you. American Anchor Baby coming up next. Bye, guys. Take care.